It is time. It is time. Time for us to break the cycle. Finally. We've been in this cycle for a little bit too long now. And I think we deserve more than the same cycle over and over and over again. How do we break the cycle? First of all, it has nothing to do with looking outside of us. It's got nothing to do with the circumstances. The cycle that we're in has nothing to do with the people that are around us and the things that they're doing. None of that matters. The common denominator in every cycle, in every situation, in every problem that we face is us. We can never have a breakthrough from the cycle, from the same pattern, if we continue to stay the same person. We just can't. It's not possible. What do we think is going to happen? If our internal state remains the same, how can the external states change and have a lasting change? It may look like it's different on the surface, but in the end, it's still the same. I mean, aren't you tired of repeating the same cycles, staying in the same rut? Because I'm tired of it. I'm certainly tired. But what's one thing that we can do today to actually walk down a different path, to veer off, to, pull that lever on the railway, to shift the tracks? Like, what's that one thing that's going to separate ourselves from who we were before? That same person that continued to fall into the same cycles. We have to find out what it is that triggers us in order to take the same actions. Is it something where we lack awareness, where we're not really paying attention to our actions on the day? We're not living intentionally. Are we living in autopilot mode? So where we just do the same things over and over again because we've just been doing the same things for who knows how long. So it's just a natural process now. We can change the process. We can change the same program that we run on a daily basis just by getting out of autopilot and start to observe, to actually paying attention, like what is actually happening. And we can look back, analyze all the steps up until this point, as long as we have that awareness, and we can break down where exactly we fell into or what caused us to do the same things. I notice that every time that I get around this person or I do this thing before I do this thing, that the outcome is always this outcome that I don't necessarily want to remain the outcome. But for some reason, I can't just help it. I can't help it when I do this because this feeling comes up. And then since I did this, it leads into another thing that's going to take me out of the zone. It's going to pull me down the wrong path. How can we shift it around to where we have the positive thing that we want, the positive action that we should take that's going to help us move in a different direction? How can we take that and then pair it with another thing so that we have a chain reaction for the good, just the same way that we have the chain reaction for the bad? If one thing leads into another bad thing, how can we rewire our mind to the point where one good thing leads into another good thing? And instead of going back to the bad. And then before you know it, you spiral for the rest of the day. Now, all you have is a bunch of losses stacked up instead of a bunch of wins. Every time we avoid the good and fall back into the same cycle, we're accumulating loss after loss after loss. And we're still affected by the compounding effect. The compounding effect is a very powerful thing for us. It doesn't matter whether we are walking the path of good habits or walking the path of bad habits. Everything is in a compound. And compounding is a double-edged sword, so whenever we continue to do the bad, that's going to continue to add up and make it harder to break away from that pattern. And the same thing can be said with the good. So all it takes is simply one action towards positive compounding, just to get us started, just to get the snowball rolling, in order to make a real difference 10 days, 30, 90 days from now. It's all up to us to actually take the first initiative and worry about today and forget about tomorrow and what we're going to do then. If we can focus on today of that one action we can take to break the cycle, then when tomorrow becomes today, then all we have to do is focus on that one thing again. What was that one action I took? Okay, let me take that one action, and then how can I maybe do just a little bit more? And if we stack up those days, then that compounding effect is going to work in our favor. And before we know it, we're in a completely different cycle. This time, the cycle is a cycle of consistency, a cycle of positivity, a cycle of growth. So if you made it this far in the video, I greatly appreciate you. Shout out to you. And I hope to see you in the next video. If I don't, no worries. Happy conquering either way. And until then, adios for now.